Hello, my name is Thimo Sommer, COO of Together. I'm honored to speak at the Northernlands3. Today I will give you a short introduction about the future of the workplace. But first, we start with a brief introduction of our company. Together has founded in 2016 as an organization focusing on behavioral change at large organizations, with our oldest product, ride sharing. That means not only sitting by yourself in the car, but driving together to your work like the old-fashioned way of carpooling, but then motivated and nudged by our app. With almost 45 employees, with several of roles like mobility specialists, activation experts, developers, designers, sales managers, implementation managers, public affairs people, we are drive to change and generate an impact on mobility. At the moment we have an office in Utrecht and we recently opened an office in Munich in the southern part of Germany. Together we are working on a service to turn the daily commute from mindless to thoughtful. Why did it all start? Because why we have a reason to exist as a company? Because our commuting behavior has a major impact on society. We all want to go from A to B on the same time, on the same day. But then we are standing still because we are in a traffic jam or we are stuck somewhere else, something like that. And everything is been done to keep our traffic moving. We've expanded our highways, we've expanded our rail system, and we push up the capacity of the air, everything. We're trying to keep people moving because that's important. But a few things like mobility have such an amount of impact on our quality of life is mobility. So that's why it should be efficient, sustainable, because commutal is vital for our prosperity, our productivity and our well-being. And of course the accessibility of an area is crucial, a facilitator for economic growth and environment. But in the coming decades we face a congestion problem with significant environmental change in not a positive way and also economy impact. So we need something to do to fix this and move this around. So there's a jungle of possibilities regarding mobility because mobility, smart mobility is really booming. There's a mix of tooling through several of countries, cities and organizations. More and more we will be accelerate the need for a better infrastructure because our people who are living on the planet are growing. But we should be focusing on this with all each other. So public transport is really good but isn't always ideal. It can be costly, delaying and also crowded. So we should be focusing on all of that. But in the end, even with all this kind of effort from several of people like the environment or the government, but also the companies who are providing smart mobility, commuting will still be an individual effort. Because mobility innovation is booming, what I already told you, but yet there's a significant gap between what we now are capable of and where we want to go to the future. Because we are here in our situation with already electric cars and even electric scooters, and everything is more from ownership to use a product. So we are already in the right direction, but we are not yet with hyperloops and with flying cars and self-driving cars and such things. So what if we trying to use and have the ambitions to make our current infrastructure more efficient? Because we have a lot of resources and we don't use them all the time very efficient. That's why I think, and we think as Together, that there is still a really good chance to work in the period between that we are capable of to go safe by flying cars or safe by hyperloops, that we have the in-between period we can create our existing resources more efficient. That's why we need to mind shift. And because impact isn't made only by tooling and technology. It's made by individual effort and individual people behavior. That's what we have noticed during COVID. Because a hard reset is set on our world because we are not capable of going to the office anymore. So we don't have a problem at our roads at this time. But you still see that because we as the people are not going to the office, we make impact on that, on the capacity and the use of our infrastructure. To change that kind of behavior, how we should use our own infrastructure and existing infrastructure, we already have done 4 years of experience to try nudging people in the right direction, that we are more capable and more sustainable for the future. But we're not have achieved such an amount of difference as COVID, of course, but that's what we have noticed, that we now are capable of doing things differently, because we didn't thought we were capable of working efficiently from home. And that's why we have done a research about the possibilities and the reason of the future of the workplace. So to focus on that and to give an overview on that, we'll first go a little bit into the insights of the future of the workplace. What did we like about the working from home? Because we are capable of working from home when we thought we were not capable of working from home. We thought our employees were not efficient, but that's not something what we have noticed. So 60% of our group, research group, like to work from home, and 15% doesn't like to work from home, and the rest are in between and don't take a side. So the best advantages of not working from home is clearly that they don't have to commute anymore. So no traffic jams, no hurrying in the morning, but there are also other advantages. Households are able to do some things in the house during the day. You can work more concentrated because you don't get distracted from your colleagues. Your working from home hours are a little bit more flexible, so you can determine when you are working on that case and that case. But in the end, there are also downsides of working from home, because people miss their spontaneous contact with their colleagues and with their manager, because it's all very clear and very goal-minded during the day when they have online meetings. It's not like a spontaneous chit-chat when you are talking about something what you've done in the weekend or something like that. So that's what they miss about the office right now. And if we are looking to the future of the workplace, most of the employees thought they were already flexible, modern and sustainable, but now have seen that they aren't. They like to be more in that, and they have seen the advantages of working from home. So as an organization, you should ask yourself which activities really require to go to the office. This way sustainability becomes a tragical concept. When we ask people if they like to go to the office, how many days they like to go to the office, it was previously, before COVID, it was 4.1 day per week. After COVID, and when we were all capable of going back to the office, they preferably go for like 2.8 days per week. And then we should ask ourselves in our companies, what we have done is, what will be the primary role of the office? In the past it was the place where you were capable to work and to work. In the future it will be probably going into the primary role of being a place where you meet people, where you go for a meeting, where you help meetings, where you help each other on the meetings, because that's what they miss mostly, for the spontaneous contact and having a switch and flexibility. So in this video afterwards we give you a short introduction what our products can help you with the future for the workplace.
Every morning becomes better with some extra certainty. So be sure to reserve your parking spot with Together Parking. Your ride is here. When travelling together, we match you with awesome colleagues right to your reserved parking spot. Prepare that one meeting, have breakfast on the go, and share the latest gossip. This way, you have an awesome ride. Are eco-friendly, delete the traffic jam, and you get the smoothest parking experience ever. The barrier opens magically, and you're automatically checked in. And there's always clear oversight and great control of the parking lot. Perfection. Jump in and join the movement.
Well, thanks, Timo. That's fascinating. And I guess lots of questions about the future and how COVID has impacted you and what you're going to do next. But so I've got some questions, and we'll see if there's any questions coming through the chat as well. So, in terms of the UK, what are your plans?
Our plans right now are investigating our market possibilities in the UK. I personally lived last year a year in London, so I'm definitely looking forward to achieve also together in the UK. So at the moment we're investigating and do some A/B testing where it should be possible to reach our potential clients, and we hope to get ready in Q3 or 4 to go to the UK, but definitely before 22.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what? The UK is more than London. So if you wanted to set up in the Northernlands, so, you know, maybe around Yorkshire, I'm sure there's lots of people we could help you access and give you some help just to set up over here. So yeah, that'll be great. Tell me, how has the pandemic affected your product? Because it must have, right? You know, car sharing and linking people together is not quite helped by the pandemic.
Yeah, it's definitely has affected our product because, of course, ride sharing, you're sitting at least with the two of you in a car. So that's really something what you should doing right now during a pandemic. But as you have seen, we also have like a cycle product, and we motivate people to cycle to go instead of by car. So that's get us more in that direction of the vitality of people, because you also need to move during the pandemic and not only sitting by a chair at home. So we have done some challenges with our cycle product lately to motivate people to cycle during lunch instead of only sitting by them at the office, at their home office. So, and what we really see is that people and offices and companies are getting ready for the future. So you should be getting insight. So it's a lot of not business right now, but it goes in the right direction for the future.
So it's the future about what's going to happen next. And I guess people looking after their employees and their families and making sure people have managed well-being as well as all the other things that employers want to look after. Okay. And what next? So what next for Together? You know, the next in terms of the product, in terms of the customers, and in terms of the commercial piece for you?
Yeah. What's us for next? Like our company right now is expanding. Also, it has expanded to Germany last year. So we went to Germany and we focusing on the combination of like ride sharing, cycles, and parking. That's because you also need to know the inside if you go and get to the office. So I think in the future it will be more flexible, and therefore you need more insights to be flexible and to achieve the goals which you like to have at the office with your employees, how much time they spend in the office. So we're really looking forward to be part of that world, to be flexible and to have a sustainable way of commuting for the future. And in terms of product, we have our own development team. So we're continuously developing our products further in the direction where the market is asking for. So we do a lot of research with our client base, but also not client based, to develop our products in a further direction. And we now have, at the moment, we have the focus on parking on the roadmap, to get it even more insights and to be more ready and compatible with a lot of barrier companies such like that. So yeah, we're really going into the right direction and looking forward to the future.
Fantastic. And I just want to say thanks for joining us for Northernlands 3. We hope there'll be a Northernlands 4. We're pretty sure there will be. And we look forward to linking in with it. Hopefully you'll have established something in the UK and we can talk about what happens next. So thanks, team.